Australian and Dutch investigators have once again been forced to suspend their mission to reach the crash site of MH17 in eastern Ukraine. The fighting between government forces and pro-Russian rebels is intensifying, making access to the crash site impossible for the international team. It's also taking a heavy toll on local civilians, with at least 1,100 people killed in the past 3 months. Our correspondent Stephen McDonnell reports from a village caught in the middle of the conflict.
The situation here in eastern Ukraine is only getting worse. The crash site is surrounded by heavy fighting. Again and again, the international investigation team has been unable to get through. The village of Rasipnoye is deep inside the war zone. It was here that dozens of bodies rained from the sky. We managed to get there a few days ago and found a community struggling to understand how they'd been catapulted into the middle of an international aviation disaster.
We were all in shock. We saw bodies flying down, clothes and wreckage fragments were flying into the town.
I couldn't understand what I was seeing. People were pouring from the sky.
I thought that life had ended. We were ready to die because pieces were falling down, boxes were falling down, everything was falling down from the sky. It was scary. I do not wish anyone to go through this.
People here have already been living through a civil war and now this. And what we've heard from many that we've spoken to is that they're particularly distressed that a group of travellers who have nothing to do with this dispute at all have had their lives taken away from them just by being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
We just feel sorry for those people. They were not guilty of anything at all. They just found themselves in this situation. I probably will live with this for the rest of my life.
Life looks deceptively peaceful. Many locals work in the mines. Others tend the large market gardens which thrive here. Now they're mourning the dead, foreigners they never knew. And any hopes that this international tragedy could help forge peace in their troubled region appear to be fading fast.
We live in such fear that we could be killed any minute. Those rocket launchers, those phosphorus bombs, the military has already dealt the final blow to us. And we're on the verge of a breakdown.
The fighting is only complicating the huge task facing the international investigation team. For now, they have to rely on pictures like these. If the battles ease enough to let them reach this village, they'll find crucial evidence here. In this peaceful field of sunflowers, we find the final resting place of the cockpit of flight MH17. Now, we know it's the cockpit because we can see the shape of it, but also what's on the ground here. For example, this chair obviously is one of the pilots. You can tell by the what I assume is like a sheepskin cover, and also maps, charts, things that the pilots were using. Over here, these are the controls. Throttles and all the machinery that's required to fly a modern commercial airliner. Interestingly, up here, this appears to be shrapnel damage. You can tell that the small holes as small pieces of metal have rushed through this larger plate here, and that's all over the side here, that kind of damage. There are reports tonight that rebel forces have now lost control of the village of Rasipnoye. Yet this is a fast-moving war with claims and counterclaims. It can be difficult to determine who controls a piece of territory at any given time. What is known is that the civilian death toll is rising, and normal life seems a long way off.
We're appealing to the whole world. Please protect us. We're not separatists, we're peaceful residents. And they kill us, the peaceful people. They target our fields, our bread, the houses, our buses. We're asking the whole world to protect us. We didn't start this war. We just want the war to come to an end as quickly as possible.